So first question, if you look at the IPO perspective, we do know that Cimory plans to offer about 1.1 million shares, and the price range is about 2007 to 3001 per share. So can you explain to us a little bit more about the IPO plans and of course the target?
Sure. The information is actually correct. We aim to invest close to about 50% of the proceeds, the IPO proceeds, into capacity building in both dairy and consumer foods. 1/3 of the proceeds will go into growing the distribution across our existing channels. And also the remaining balance will be, which is less than 20%, will be for working capital. The additional, not only to support the company's future growth, but also to tackle the additional capacity that was delayed over the last 2 years due to COVID.
Okay, and we also know that Cimory is planning to build a new factory. So what is the investment? How much is the investment? And what is the capacity like for this new factory?
Sure. Let me just add, we don't plan to build a new factory, but we plan to build 2 new warehouses, so DCs, what we call it as distribution centers. In terms of additional capacity, is mainly to add additional lines in our existing facilities. So we're not going to be building any new factory, but just adding new lines. And hopefully with this new capacity that comes on, basically in 2022, we should be able to bring the currently high utilization figure to a more sustainable level going forward.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 warehouses, yeah? Okay, next question. What is the current capacity for Cimory factories? And also, what is Cimory's production target right after the IPO?
Sure. So currently we aim to grow our capacity in line with our commitment to raise the milk consumption in the country. So currently in Indonesia, the milk consumption per capita is still lagging behind our peers such as Malaysia, Vietnam, and also the Philippines. So we aim to work together with our industry players and also our milk co-ops, where we actually buy fresh milk in Indonesia, to find ways to increase the milk consumption in the country, either through increased product innovation or smart marketing strategies. And with that, we aim to gradually build our capacity to match that demand.
Okay. Bharat, we also know that Cimory plans to expand its distribution line and reach new markets. So where exactly these new markets are, and is there any plans to maybe export in the future?
Yes. Actually, currently we do have an export strategy in place. And so currently we have our Cimory products sold in the Philippines and in Singapore. So whoever, our Indonesian friends that travel to Singapore, you will be able to find our products in the Singapore supermarkets. These 2 markets continue to see encouraging sales, and we continue to build upon this success to form new distribution agreements in Malaysia and hopefully Vietnam soon. So this is actually quite encouraging, and we try, hopefully, to have our Indonesian products be exported elsewhere in ASEAN.
Okay, so the next markets are Malaysia and also Vietnam, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Next, when we look at the company's financial statement until the first half of 2021, Cimory's revenue was recorded at around 1.5 trillion rupiah, or a 110% increase. So what is the target like for the second half of 2021?
So in the first half results, we grew revenue 115% year on year. And we saw this growth across all our categories, so be it in yogurt, milk, and consumer foods. But milk as a category continues to see increasing sales year on year. This is actually quite encouraging because as the milk category still has a huge potential over the long term. As I mentioned earlier, the milk per capita is still pretty low versus other ASEAN countries. And so we have actually worked pretty hard to develop new flavors over the last 2 years and also new formats. So examples of this would basically be introduce a variety of confectionery flavors to the milk UHT segment in small packet format. And this has actually allowed us to capture new customers in that category.
Untuk informasi lebih lengkap dan berita terkait, klik link yang ada dalam deskripsi. Dan jangan lupa untuk install aplikasi CNBC Indonesia di App Store dan juga Play Store. Jangan lupa subscribe ya.